Tricones, biscuits, and spiders. Oh my! We're talking what the heck is a resonator guitar anyways, today on Mule School. So what the heck is resonator guitar anyways? These crazy guitars from the 20s have been kind of relegated to one corner of the music world for the last 100 years. And now that they're being seen more like the music tools that they are, you can do whatever you do on them and let them take you to new places. There's also some confusion, and rightly so, about what they are, how they're made, and the different types of them. So on Mule School, we're going to take it back to basics and start from there and hopefully clear up some information about resonators. So what is a resonator? Well, a resonator is any guitar that has a cone in it. So think of resonators as like the broad family of instruments with a few different types of resonators included in it. But if you see a big round part in the middle of a guitar, that's called the cover plate. This is a cover plate here. That cover plate is what protects this very thin aluminum speaker cone looking thing inside there. This is a resonator cone. This is what makes a resonator a resonator. The Dopier brothers came up with this idea in the 1920s as a way to compete with brass bands' volume. This was before amplifiers. And then the brothers got in a fight about the type of cone that they should be using, and then split up and made two different companies. And then later on, very shortly later on, amps came along and put them both out of business. But we have this gift they gave us, the resonator cones. So the way that this works is that this is inside the middle of the guitar. This is a single cone, a biscuit resonator. And then you have the biscuit that sits on top. The strings go over that saddle. And this thin aluminum cone is really great at transmitting energy into the body of the guitar. It's very thin, it's metal, so it conducts those vibrations very efficiently. And so when you hit that string, a lot of that energy goes into the body of the guitar. It's very efficient. Wood, and this is not knocking wood, but wood can have a dampening effect on it in comparison to metal. So that's why these are louder. Now, you have all that energy going into a metal body. Again, metal is really great at conducting energy, so you've got all of that volume, and then all of that volume's coming out of the guitar because it's ricocheting around inside this steel instrument. Now, not every resonator has to be made out of metal. There's also wood body resonators. Remember, as long as it's got a resonator cone in it, it's a resonator guitar. So there's three types of resonator guitars. Remember, resonator is the family of guitars, and you have three types underneath it. So first we have a single cone. This is a single cone, also known as a biscuit bridge resonator, because it kind of looks like a biscuit. Goes on top, the strings go over the saddle. That's what transmits the energy into the guitar. It's got a different design, has a different sound to it, a little bit more attack. The dobro cone, or spider bridge resonator, is like a single cone, but it's flipped upside down. And I don't have one of those bridges, but the bridge looks kind of like a spider. It's got these legs that go across the cone and touch on the outside with a saddle that's fit into the bridge in the middle. And that gives dobros that thicker, more mid-rangey type sound for dobro playing. And then we have the tricone. This is a tricone. Inside of a guitar, you're going to have three of those cones, hence the name. And those three cones are connected by the T-bridge, because we're all about very obvious names in the resonator world. So you have three cones connected to each of those arms. and then the saddle goes in the middle there. And this is one of our new machined T-bridges. You get the sneak peek. There's going to be more on this next week because this is a big deal. So those are our types of resonator guitars. Hopefully that clears up a little bit of confusion. If someone talks about a dobro, they should be talking about a spider bridge bluegrass instrument. But you know, resonators are they're not new, but they're kind of rare. So give people a little bit of grace when they get the name wrong. We're gonna go back to basics in mule school, so stay tuned for more. Answer all the questions that you've got about these crazy, wonderful instruments.